Kore Mapinduka and welcome to Africa Good Morning, where we give you the latest news from the African continent and beyond. On this episode of Africa Good Morning, we bring you a wide range of stories from across the continent. Gabon's new president, Brice Oligui Nguema, takes office after a coup promising reform but facing scrutiny. In Togo, Faure Gnassingbé's controversial move to a lifelong presidency sparks heated debate. In Uganda, opposition leader Eddie Mutwe's detention by the military chief raises human rights concerns. We also covered diplomatic efforts in the DRC and Rwanda as the U.S. pushes for peace and mineral agreements. In Zimbabwe, Vice President Chiwenga meets with Vatican officials to discuss key issues. Meanwhile, in Zambia, Mike Sichula reports on the launch of the AFCFTA Digital Trade Forum, a troubling rise in teen pregnancies, and a tragic fire that claimed 3 young lives. Plus, entertainment news on Yomep's family revelations, Mutale Mwanza's social media milestone, and Power Dynamo's football triumph. Do stay tuned for these and more updates only on Africa Good Morning, broadcasted on our DSTV channel 285, GoTV channel 25, and on our website oneup2.com, and also on NTV Africa on YouTube. We'll be right back with your top stories after this.
Welcome to Namibia, where adventure meets tranquility. With Enjoy, you have access to a wide range of accommodations to suit every traveler's taste and budget. Experience the finest dining and hospitality Namibia has to offer. Booking your dream accommodation is just a few clicks away with Enjoy. Join thousands of happy travelers who have trusted Enjoy for their Namibian getaway. Your gateway to unforgettable Namibian adventures. Visit us today at enjoy.my.na.
Getting into the top stories, Brice Oligui Nguema, who led the 2023 coup that ousted Ali Bongo and ended the Bongo family's 55-year rule, has been sworn in as Gabon's president after winning nearly 95% of the vote in last month's election. The inauguration at Ongonje Stadium in Libreville drew 40,000 supporters and over 20 African heads of state, including leaders from Senegal, Djibouti, Equatorial Guinea, and the DRC. Oligui, whose 50 led a 19-month transition government before assuming office and pledged to restore dignity to Gabonese citizens, return stolen wealth, and break from dynastic politics. Though his campaign focused on infrastructure reform and anti-corruption, scrutiny remains over past ties to the Bongo regime and alleged foreign property holdings. Gabon, despite rich oil and mineral reserves, struggles with poverty and high youth unemployment as observers await signs of lasting change. Moving over to our next story, a new post for Togo leader could see him rule for life. Faure Gnassingbé, whose family has ruled Togo for 58 years, has been sworn in as president of the Council of Ministers, a newly creative executive role with no term limits following constitutional reforms that abolish presidential elections in favor of a parliamentary system. Critics, including opposition leaders, have called the change an institutional coup d'état, arguing the move is designed to let Gnassingbé hold power indefinitely. The reforms approved by lawmakers last year give him the top post in the government's executive branch while reducing the presidency to a ceremonial role. Despite earlier public backlash delaying implementation, the government has now moved ahead. Gnassingbé's party, Union for the Republic, holds a dominant majority with 108 out of 113 seats in the National Assembly. and upcoming municipal elections in July will be the first held under the new constitution. Moving over to our next story, Uganda's military chief says missing opposition officials is in my basement. Uganda's military chief, Muhoozi Kainerugaba, son of President Yoweri Museveni, claimed on social media that he is detaining Eddie Mutwe, an opposition figure and a bodyguard to Bobi Wine, in his basement and threatened further violence. Mutwe disappeared last week with his party, the National Unity Platform, alleging he was abducted by armed men near Kampala. Despite police denial of involvement, Kainerugaba posted a photo of a shirtless man, apparently Mutwe saying he had captured him like a grasshopper. The Uganda Human Rights Commission ordered his release, declaring the detention illegal. Kainerugaba's threats follow his history of incendiary online statements and underscore accusations that Museveni, in power since 1986, is grooming his son to succeed him. Bobi Wine and other opposition figures say this is part of a broader campaign to suppress dissent. In our next story, U.S. pushes Congo and Rwanda towards peace deal and billion-dollar mineral agreements. The United States is urging the Democratic Republic of Congo and Rwanda to sign a peace accord at the White House in 2 months, alongside major mineral deals that could unlock billions in Western investments. The proposed agreements aimed at stabilizing Eastern Congo and boosting regional mining are tied to conditions including Rwanda withdrawing troops and ending its support for the M23 rebels. U.S. Africa advisor Masad Boulos confirmed that final peace drafts are expected soon, with the Secretary of State Marco Rubio set to meet both nations' foreign ministers in mid-May. Now, the DRC deal, larger in scope, and Rwanda's complementary agreement would allow U.S. and Western firms to invest in mining, refining, and infrastructure. However, security concerns such as Rwanda's issues with the FDLR militia must also be resolved before the agreements are finalized. Now, a follow-up committee, including the US, Qatar, France, and Togo, representing the African Union, has been formed to monitor progress. In our next story, Zimbabwe VP meets Vatican envoy. Zimbabwe's Vice President Constantino Chiwenga met with the Vatican's Foreign Minister Archbishop Paul Richard Gallagher in Rome on Saturday. The two discussed Zimbabwe's political and socio-economic challenges and explored ways to enhance cooperation with the Catholic Church, particularly in the areas of education and healthcare. According to the Vatican, the meeting also addressed regional and global issues, with both parties underscoring the importance of dialogue and reconciliation among communities. We'll now take a look at the weather predictions. Now we swing over to Zambia, and here to bring us the news from the Real Africa is Mike Sichula. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning, Granola. It's great to see you after a long while.
It's been a long while indeed. We shouldn't stay away from each other on air for this long. Now, getting into your first story, Zambia is hosting the inaugural African Continental Free Trade Area Digital Trade and Service Forum.
Yes, the Continental Forum will run from the 6th of May to Saturday, the 10th of May, at the Murungushi International Conference Center. So this information was revealed to the nation by Technology and Science Minister, Mr. Felix Mutati, who said that the forum will have participation from heads of states, ministers, industry leaders, academic institutions, and innovators from across Africa and beyond. President Hakainde Hichilema in the picture is expected to grace the forum, which has attracted over 1,000 delegates. So this event has been is expected to provide information to African leaders on how digital trade can be enhanced through the participation of industry players as well as academic experts to ensure that Africa also takes center stage in terms of promoting digital trade within the Africa Continental Free Trade Area.
All right, now moving over to some rather concerning news. A report has revealed that Zambia has high rates of pregnancies between the ages of 15 and 19.
Yes, quite a sad state of affairs there, as you rightly put it. So this was highlighted during the launch of the new 3-year project called Empowered Communities for Sustainable Reproductive Health and Rights, targeting about 10 districts in Zambia. These districts were identified to have recorded high cases of teenage pregnancies, and authorities with a partnership of Family Development Initiative have also joined forces so that they can work hand in hand with government to ensure that this state of affairs does not go beyond what has been happening in the past. So initiative founder, Mr. Yusuf Amir, says the project will work through schools and communities to reach out to both in-school and out-of-school young people. And the Minister of Education, Douglas Yakalima, also said the statistics are worrying and stressed government commitment to ending early marriages and teen pregnancies so that the future of young girls are protected from getting older whilst they are young through teenage pregnancies.
All right. Now moving over to your next story, which is rather a tragedy. A Lusaka family has lost 3 children in a fire suspected to have been caused by lightning.
Yes, quite a very sad state of affairs there. So that's in the picture there, that's the father of the deceased, who is an elder in the Seventh-day Adventist Church. So the incident happened on Friday when Zambia experienced some unexpected rains. As you can see the children there in the pictures, they are aged 7, 4, and 2. So they all died in the inferno that is suspected to have been caused by a lightning that struck during the unexpected rainfall that hit the capital city, Lusaka, and some surrounding districts. So according to the father, he had left the 3 children in the house as he went to fetch his wife from a nearby compound within the town. So when he went to pick up the wife, he got a call from a neighbor that your house is on fire. By the time they tried to come back to rescue the children, it was too late because the fire was just too huge. Neighbors could not manage to contain the fire. So it is something that authorities as well as neighbors have called on the relevant agencies to establish what could have been caused the fire. Could it have been the children were playing with the fire inside the house, or it was an electrical fault, or it was truly caused by lighting? A very, very sad state of affairs, which has attracted the attention of the governing party as well as the church in helping the family during this difficult time.
Well, it is definitely a sad state of affairs. Now we move over to your entertainment news. I understand that Yo Maps has sparked controversy somewhat by revealing he was raised as an adopted child.
Yes, something that is never told this story. What people were hearing were just rumors, but him during the Mosi Day of Thunder in the capital city, in the tourist capital, Livingstone, he had the one-to-one discussion with a popular broadcaster personality, and he revealed some stunning information that he was raised by an adopted father, because according to information that he was availed with, that's the adopted father in the picture, Mr. Mundia. So he said he was raised by him for over 20 years, and he did not know the whereabouts of his biological father, as he was told that his biological father had died, and the mother who his mother also died. So there was that lack of information between him and his real father. So this information has sent wagging tongues on social media, as people are saying, why is Yoma revealing this information at this particular time? What does he want to achieve? While others are supporting to say it is okay, because people have been questioning to say he does not resemble the person he parades as his father, because this man, he has built a house for him, he has bought cars for him, and so people were questioning, say, when they look at him and compare him, they do not resemble. So I think it is based on that Yoma decided to reveal the information. Then also in the same vein, there is also another video that has been trending on social media of the man who is claiming to be Yomap's father. And he said, according to his story, he's saying he had left Yomaps with his mother to go for work in a different town. And when he came back, he found that the mother to Yomaps, they had left that place that he had left them as he went to look for greener pasture. And because of the period he spoke about, issues of communication were rather difficult. So he could not trust the child. So as we speak, a number of people are waiting to hear on what Yomaps is going to say about the trending video of a man who claims to be his biological father.
Well, do keep us posted if there's any further news from that. Now, in your next story, Mutale Mwanza has become the first female social media personality in Zambia to reach 1.6 million followers. What a milestone.
Yeah, it is, because last year, during almost the same period, she hit 1.5 million followers on Facebook. So we could say under 1 year, she has managed to garner 1 million followers on her Facebook page. So she did say that the achievement is a milestone for her, considering some of that she had gone through some difficult times, because she used to be a radio personality at one of Zambia's private radio media house, but that job, her contract was terminated, and she underwent through some difficult times, and because of that, she did say that the achievement of this number of followers, keeping on what she's doing on social media, is something that she attributes to her resilience to continue pushing even under difficult circumstances as a human being in her career. So it is something that a number of people are excited, especially those that follow her, to say that she's putting up good content that resonates well with her members, followers that are always on her page whenever she posts something. And the number of corporate bodies also engage her for 1 or 2 ads so that they can have their products and services promoted to reach a larger audience.
Oh, wow. Well, I guess she's now in a different tier. Now, getting into your sports news, I do understand that the Power Dynamos wins the Zambia Premier League title for 2025. Can you get into the story and also into your next sports story as briefly as possible?
Yes, so the Power Dynamos won the league with 1 game to spare. They beat Green Eagles late in the match, around in the 90th minute, when Power Dynamos were awarded a penalty at Arthur Davis Stadium, and they managed to score that goal and be crowned the champions of the 2025 Zambian Premier League. So the issue is that the coach, midway through the league, he faced a lot of criticism from his fans who had called for his dismissal because the team had gone about 5 games without winning any of those, and they thought he was not taking them anywhere. But with him winning this league, most of the fans are excited that this is something that they didn't expect, but he has made it possible. So Power Dynamos, this is their 80th league title. They're still behind Ghana, who holds the title 13 times. So the 2 teams dwell from the same town on the Copper Belt. So for them winning, they have claimed bragging rights amongst the football fraternity in Kitwe district. So it is a very big congratulations to Power Dynamos and coach Oswald Mutapa, who has won his first major league in Zambia, having coached in the Zambian football fraternity for over 15 years.
All right. Now, thank you so much, Mike, for bringing us those stories from the real Africa.
Thank you very much, Granola. Africa, good morning to our dear viewers.
All right. We'll now get into our economic news. Getting into our economic news, a mining company supported by US billionaires Bill Gates and Jeff Bezos is expanding its operations in the Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC, focusing on the rich mineral sector, particularly rare minerals critical for the global energy transition. The company has raised $1 billion, including $537 million in January 2025, with investors like Gates Breakthrough Energy Ventures. The expansion aims to compete with China, which dominates the DRC's mining sector. As global demand for minerals such as cobalt rises, Western investors are increasing their efforts to diversify supply chains and improve transparency, potentially addressing labor and environmental challenges in the region. However, the DRC faces infrastructure issues and ongoing armed conflicts in the east, which disrupts mining activities. Now that brings us to the end of the broadcast. Thank you for tuning in and catching the latest news from Africa and beyond with Africa Good Morning. From me, Glenna Rashipura, until next time.